Hello and welcome to my messy table and messy room. Please ignore all of that because I don't have the time to set everything up. But welcome to my channel. I'm Akanksha, and if you don't know me, then I make travel and expat life vlogs.
Wanna stay here now, ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road.
So if you're someone who is starting out and don't know how to start, how to shoot, and what to do to make vlogs for YouTube, then you have come to the right place, because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in a very simple way. We are not going to complicate it. We're just going to talk about 5 little steps that you need to follow to make your own vlog. Also, I'm assuming that you have your niche picked, you have made your YouTube channel already. If you haven't, go check out someone else's video and make that. Select what you want to make a video about, and let's get down to business. My 5-step process simply includes planning, shooting, pre-production, editing, export and review. So I am going to talk mostly about the planning and shooting part. I'll give you a little bit of gist about the other 3 because I think this is what most people get confused with, and I feel this is also something that is not talked about a lot. Editing and the other stuff, like I think I have spoken about before, so I'll keep that short, but we'll elaborate more about the planning and shooting part. Happy or not? Tell me. If you're starting out, just know that planning is the most important part of your whole vlog, because this lays out the foundation of your video, and you're not going here and there thinking, what should I shoot, what kind of video do I need to make, should I shoot this, should I shoot that, and then you come back and regret, oh, I didn't shoot something that I should have shot because I didn't know what to do. So this is why you need to plan. And when I talk about planning, see this is like all my plans. I have everything written down, everything planned out before the vlog, and that is exactly what you should do. So the first thing you need to do is select what topic you want to make the video about. For example, if I want to make an itinerary video, I'll just write down the word itinerary. Then you need to do is brainstorm and write down 5 to 6 points in the that you want to put in the video. This is your highlight, this is your elements. So this is because it helps me find out like what are the main focus points of my video and what kind of information I want to give out in my video, because I don't generally make just random stuff. If I'm making a video, I think that the goal of it should be information. If you're watching one of my videos, you should learn something from it, you should get something from it, and it should not just be like just random stuff. Example, if I'm making an itinerary video, these are the 5 points that I would want to include: a day-wise split, a daily budget, highlights of every single day, not details, but maybe 30-second highlights of the day. And then I might also want to include historical facts and maybe a hotel tour. Next step is writing down titles. This is something I used to do like when I ended the video. I sometimes still do it, that I just write down the title when I am uploading the video. But in the last 2 videos, what I have done is I have started writing down the titles way before I actually even shoot the video. You know why? Because that helps me stay relevant to the title. And being relevant to the title is important. Why? Okay, we are getting very deep into this, okay? I didn't want to go here, but here you go. So, YouTube algorithm is very different from other different social media platforms. So, if a person clicks on your video, but the video is not relevant to the title, the person clicks out because they don't find it relevant. Then what happens is YouTube understands that, okay, this video is not interesting enough for someone to watch to a certain extent. They are clicking out. They're not even watching 30 seconds or 1 minute of the video. They just like go out of the video. That pushes your video down. So it's very important to make the video relevant to the title, so whoever's clicking on the video watches it fully, or like the audience retention. Yes, that's the word. The audience retention is high, and that is again why I am telling you to write down 5 to 6 alternate titles to a video. When you have these titles written down and you go out to shoot, you would remember what you had written down, or you have it handy, so you can just go back and look what you had written down in the title, and whatever you're shooting is basically relevant to what you had decided you want to make the video about, right? After this, all you need to do is write down the flow of the video, the structure, the opener, the key highlighted points, the closer, what kind of shots you want, where you want to put your budget, where you want to put your hotel tour, where you want to put your day-wise split, which day comes first, which highlight comes first, which highlight goes in the opener. That's like the kind of video flow that you want to write down, and this is what gives the structure to your video. Personally, I also write down scripts and stories that I want to tell in the videos. So for example, this is exactly what it is. That's my script for this video, and I write it down in my iPad. You can use whatever you want. And if you are really into it, like really into planning, write down the shots. So for my next video that's coming up for Vancouver, I have written down the script, the structure, the story that I want to tell in the video, and the shots as well, like what kind of shots I want to take, how I want it to portray, like if it's cinematic, if it's slow-mo, if it's like time-lapse, hyperlapse, drone shots. I have written down everything, every single thing, and it actually helps me to just remember what I want to shoot. And simultaneously, while you are making that script, I also advise you to research about where you are going. I understand the surprise element is very nice, and I do like that. I would love the surprise element, but researching simultaneously is very important as well in the planning process. So you know what you want to shoot, what kind of gear you need to take. If it's very windy, you might want to take like a mic with a wind muff. So as I'm telling you, planning is like the backbone of your video. Honestly, we are not done with planning yet. Wait, in this part you also want to select what kind of a vlog you want to make. So it can be a cinematic vlogs, or you want to tell a story, so it can be a storytelling vlog. Earlier this year, I was in Istanbul, the only city in the world which is situated on 2 continents, Europe and Asia. Istanbul is a mix of culture, history and beauty. It can be a faceless vlog where you just like do a voiceover from behind.
If you can make yourself wake up in the morning, come here, come to the roof of your hotel, and you will be able to see this.
It can be in the moment vlog, which I normally make.
There are like a couple of stairs down here, and there's basically no one here. And I found this all to myself, I think, if no one comes in. But this is like a nice little spot to hang out and cool off for a while.
Or it can be a mix of both, or everything, whatever you like. But select what you want to make, because that will set the tone of your vlog when you're shooting it. So you don't need to be going around and just shooting stuff when you wanted to make an in the moment vlog where you wanted to shoot yourself as well. So that helps also to just decide what you want to shoot, how you want to shoot, and what kind of shots you want to take. And also, one thing I 100% do at every single time whenever I am making a video is think about the first 30 seconds of my video and plan it out. I always plan out the opener shot because that makes or breaks your video. Currently, human population's attention span is less than 8 seconds. So you need to make sure that a person is hooked onto your video within the first 8 seconds and they watch until the next 30 seconds. That actually determines whether the person will watch your video to the fullest or not. And make it just dramatic. Don't wait for the best shots for the end. Make it right then and there. Just blow it up. Open with the best shot. Next up, shooting. So this is, I think, the most requested part of my how to make a vlog video, because a lot of people ask me on my Instagram like how to start vlogging, what kind of camera do you use, and all of that stuff. So I think shooting is the most requested thing ever. I'll talk a little bit about my camera gear. I normally shoot my short form videos with my phone, but if you have started and you still want to, you're not happy with the quality of an iPhone, you can get a GoPro. Oh my god, I could have just hit myself. Okay, so this is my GoPro. It's a GoPro Hero 10. I have been using GoPro since a lot of years. I started with Hero 8, this is Hero 10, this is my second one, and I have a media mod. So this is the light, this is the mic. I haven't still figured out the best setting for it because it kind of muffles down my voice, so I'm not using my GoPro today. This is an amazing thing to start with. It's expensive, but I just love it. I think you can't go wrong with a GoPro. And apart from that, I also use my Sony, which I am shooting on. This is the Sony ZV-1. There is an upgraded version of this, which is the Sony ZV-E10. It's mirrorless. You can change up the lenses. This one is not mirrorless, but it has manual functions, and it is the best thing for vlogging. I mean, I just love this camera. The quality of the video is amazing. It's also a little expensive. I think GoPro and this one is at a similar kind of price point, but I just love this Sony camera, man. It's just, I think, the best one that I have ever bought, and I don't think I'm going to switch over to anything else. I have made like a full video of my vlogging gear, and it's here or here somewhere. I think it's here, where I had a Canon, and I switched that Canon DSLR with this Sony ZV-1, and everything else is still the same. So you can go here, watch that video, and if you want to know like what kind of gear I use and what kind of vlogging gear I recommend using. Because we'll not get into all of that. It's a lot of content. Oh my god, how do I like fill everything into in one video? Okay, with this GoPro, I mostly shoot in 4K 60 frames per second activity mode, and I think I have done a few different things. I have changed the lens from wide to linear with horizon leveling. It's really amazing for daylight shooting, and it's like its stabilization is next level. You don't need a gimbal for this. I really like how like small and handy it is. It shoots at 4K 60 frames per second, and that's the normal frame rate that I shoot in, because I like to slow down my videos. So if you're shooting at 60 frames per second, and if you're slowing it down to like 50%, it reduces down to 30 frames per second, and there's no choppiness in the video. So when you're exporting it, it's like a buttery smooth video. So that's why I shoot at 4K 60 frames per second. But before this, I was shooting at 1080p 30 frames per second and exporting it in the same quality. We'll talk about exports later. Just remember this, make a mental note. Cinematic video, higher frame rate. Normal vlog like video, if you don't want to slow it down, 30 frames or 24 frames per second is good as well. Okay, all that rave about GoPro, but I also want to mention something about Sony. It shoots in 4K 30 frames per second or 1080p 60 frames per second, but I don't like the 1080p anymore. I shoot 4K now. But there's one problem with this Sony camera. The battery is very, very bad. It just runs for like 20 minutes. So if you are planning to shoot something for a longer duration, God bless you. This is like the worst camera for shooting for long durations or even live streams, because the battery length, I think it just shoots for 20 minutes at a stretch. So that is why I always have extra batteries. So I'll show you actually. So with this camera, I have a Rode mic, which I'm recording from right now. It's really great. I have a tripod. It's the Gorilla Pod. It's easy to stick onto any surface or like keep anywhere. I have extra batteries. So these are not original Sony batteries. This is New Mova. It's another brand, and this is the charging hub. So I got these 3 extra batteries with the charging hub, and I always keep this with me when I'm traveling. So if you're going out shooting and if you're going out traveling, remember to take extra batteries, because you will definitely need it. I'm sure about it. With this Sony camera, I have one more thing, which is the Saramonic wireless mics. So this was part of a collaboration, but I really like the quality of these mics. I haven't used the DJI or the Rode ones, but these are cheaper and they're really, really good. So if you are looking to get a mic, I think this is a great brand to consider. It's called Saramonic. I also have a light, a ring light, but I don't really use it that much. But if you are someone who is going to sit in and you don't have good lighting, I think you should invest in a ring light as well. You might get something very cheap from Amazon, or I will link down my Amazon shop below, so you can find out all the stuff that I use and you can also get them. But after talking to a few people on Instagram and like on Facebook and like in the social media environment, I have understood one thing, that sometimes choosing the right gear or choosing the right camera is not the issue. The issue is getting in front of the camera. Because I understand not a lot of people are extroverted and are confident enough to just like get outside, shoot in front of thousands of people who are looking at you or making faces. So I understand that, and I want to address that issue today, because I don't think a lot of people do that. First, I'll share my personal story. When I was starting out, people used to laugh at me. People used to think that I am like just making fun of myself. I used to think that I was making fun of myself, but I think if I had stopped then, I wouldn't have got here. Recently this happened that I was shooting something. I was like making a vlog of myself, and this person was behind me, this old lady walking behind me, and she showed me the middle finger and I didn't even notice it. I just uploaded the video, and someone recently was watching the video and she was like, oh my god, did that old lady just show you the middle finger? I went back and I was like, okay, yeah, she did. And that's like the kind of people you will meet, but don't let them phase you, because it's okay. They don't know what you're doing. As long as you're happy and you're making good content, you're getting some benefits out of it, just keep doing it, because people still look at me, people still laugh at me that, oh my god, there you go, that's another vlogger, that's another person with a camera. But let them be. One thing I have absolutely mastered: keep looking at your camera lens. Like, block out everything else, not like the road and stuff, like watch where you're going, but keep looking at the camera lens and talk, walk, shoot. Don't look at anyone else who's like maybe laughing at you or looking at you or just like being awkward, because there will be everyone who is around you who will pay attention to you because you're doing something different, and it's a nice thing. So don't worry about it. You get attention, you just either ignore or be like accepting of it. Few things that I have understood is, first vlog is always going to be pathetic. The first videos I made were so bad. I mean, I've got good views on it, but they were so bad. So remember, the first vlog is always going to be bad. You are not going to make the perfect cinematic vlog at the first go. Just take your time, have faith in yourself, give yourself time and start making. So when I started out, what I was doing is, I knew I'm going to make bad vlogs. So I made one vlog and then I posted it, went back to it, saw what's wrong, improved in my next video. And it took me 2 years to produce good quality content. So if it took me so many years, then why are you hammering yourself with making sure that you produce the best A1 quality content? I seriously encourage you to start vlogging, and if you are not confident enough to like come in front of the camera, then just make a faceless vlog. Just go around, shoot your stuff, make your script and come back home, then record the video. And faceless vlogs are something that are coming up and coming, and you can definitely do that. If you're not confident, if you think your voice sucks, this is some breaking news: everyone's voice sucks. People just get used to it. So that's something you should consider. There's one more thing that's called storytelling. So if you are someone who likes to tell stories, just write down a story, shoot your stuff, record that story, post it. These are some of the alternatives of not coming in front of the camera, and I really feel if someone is not coming in front of the camera, that's fine. I mean, you're shooting stuff and people are still getting quality content without you being in front of the camera. And one more thing to remember is capture as much as you can, because more shots, more footage is always better than less footage. Okay, once you're done with the shooting part, you are back home. You are ready to edit. But wait, we are at pre-production part. This is important, and I have made it different from editing, because there are two things that I do in this pre-production before I start editing the video. One is revise my plan. Second is select music. So now that you have actually been there, you know a lot of things that you did not know before. You have shot, you have made changes to your plan. So come back, go back to what you had planned, make changes to it. I always do it because I always find some kind of improvisation, something that was looking nice before, now it doesn't look nice, so I change it. I still make sure everything is relevant. So make changes to the plan, and then the starting of editing begins with selecting music. But first, let me tell you the places where you can get free music, because obviously YouTube does not allow like copyrighted music. So one is NCS, no copyright sounds. It is free. It's on YouTube, and they have a website as well. So they have a big library of music you can use. Apart from that, you can also use YouTube's own music library, which I feel is really bad, but I mean, if you want, you can just check it out. I used it for a very short time. And next, if you're happy to level up your game, pay a little bit, then there are Epidemic Sounds and Artlist.io. I was using Epidemic Sounds before this, and recently I switched to Artlist. They have amazing library, both of those. The only reason I switched because Artlist was offering, I think, a couple of months free, so I thought I'll just try this platform out. And they both have like really good music and have sound effects too. Oh, there's another place. Yeah, if you want to add sound effects to your video, use zapsplat.com. Make an account and you can have, I think, about 5 to 10 downloads a day. I don't remember exactly, but this is where I download all my sound effects from. It's free, it's amazing, it's like a great resource for sound effects, better than Artlist or Epidemic as well. Now back to why selecting music before is important. Because music sets the theme of your video. If I want to share something that's like about a very nice tropical island, a day trip, had fun, had a lot of food and everything, I would want to use an upbeat music. If I want to show like a rainy day where I'm going out for a walk, where I'm sharing a story about that place or something, it's cinematic, slow motion, I would select something that's slow and instrumental. Nope. Actually, let's find similar sounds. Yep, I feel this one. Yep, that one's going in downloads. I have spent, I think, hours selecting the right music because that actually sets the theme of your video. I mean, I can't stress enough how important music is. Okay, once you've selected your music, we go into editing part. I am not going to share a lot about editing today because it's like a very vast topic and this video could end up being like hours long if I start talking about how I edit my videos and my workflow. Maybe one day we can like sit together and edit one video. That would be cool, right? Yeah, I think we should do that. Tell me if you would like me to share one video editing like day, how I edit my videos and how everything goes by. Coming back to the point, I use DaVinci Resolve to edit all my videos and I have always been using DaVinci Resolve to edit my videos. If you don't know about DaVinci, it's as good as Adobe Premiere Pro, but this software is free and it's a professional video editor. There's so much you can do, but there's only one thing that there's a learning curve to it because it's not like your simple video editor. Like as soon as I opened it, I was overwhelmed with so many things, so many tabs, and I took my time to learn it. I tried to like learn one feature at a time with every video I edited, and today I think I'm pretty much like I don't rely on any tutorials anymore. And if you want to learn about how to use DaVinci Resolve, there are two YouTubers that I used to follow. One is Billy Ribka and another is Mr. Alex Tech. The links down below again. They are really good. They have like a whole, I think all of their channel is about DaVinci Resolve and they post really good tutorials about how to use the editor. It's a long process, so give yourself time, don't leave it. Pick one kind of feature that you want to learn for one video, do that multiple times and then go to the next feature. So DaVinci Resolve is something I swear by. It's like the best video editor I have ever seen. I will share my video editing workflow someday in another video and we'll edit one video together. Tell me if you would like to do that. And something that I want to share that I have learned throughout my video editing career or like these years is don't add too many transitions. I think transitions should be added only when you are changing a scene. I have made the mistake of adding so many transitions in one video. It looks so amateur. Use music cues to cut your scene. Another reason I use DaVinci Resolve is because you can create some amazing effects. You remember this one which I created it on DaVinci Resolve and it's super easy, but I can't explain it how because now I'm used to it, so I know it's easy. But okay, one day I'll show you how I did this this effect as well. Oh my god, there's so much I have to show you guys. Okay, I'm happy, I'm excited. I have like heaps of stuff that I want to share with you guys about YouTube and video editing. And coming to the last point, the last step, not trying to drag it out, but here it is. It's export and review. I personally really like 60 frames per second because it's like buttery smooth. You don't really like see any kind of jitters or these little there's something in 30 frames per second which I don't like, and it catches my eye every time, so I just don't export at 30 frames per second. But a lot of videographers like 30 frames per second because it's more realistic. 60 frames is not realistic, so I think it's a personal choice. I like 60 frames, but I do recommend to export at the same quality that you shot at the same settings. If you are shooting at 1080p 30 frames, don't export at 4K 60 frames because it will look very bad, and then you'll tell me like, Akanksha, why did you say this? So yeah, if you're shooting at 1080p 30, export at 1080p 30 because otherwise it goes wacky around the whole things and you won't like it. Once you're done shooting and exporting and everything, don't go to YouTube and upload it straight away, okay? Wait, open the video, watch it, see where you are lacking attention, see what you don't like, and change it. Second thing that you should do is give it to someone to watch. Maybe a mom, dad, friend, brother, sister. Tell them to watch the whole thing from start to finish. You sit next to them and notice where they are losing attention, where they are not liking it, where they like basically their attention is getting diverted. That's where you know you're losing attention of your audience. Mark that spot and make changes, maybe to that video or the next video. This has actually helped me a lot because I show my videos to my boyfriend and I can see where he's losing attention. So that's when you know that maybe this part is not working and I need to change it, or I need to make it more interesting. It really helps you review your work, and also if that person is someone who is very honest with you, like my boyfriend, he would tell me that this video is really bad and you need to change it. Someone not afraid to give you a constructive criticism, show it to that person so you get a review of how you are doing, what they are liking and what they are not liking. And always accept the viewers' feedback. I always ask for feedback so I know what you are liking, what you are not liking, and what I'm doing wrong. It's very important to understand what the audience wants, because this is what you are making it for yourself, but you're also making it for viewers' consumption, and if they don't like it, your video will not perform. So these were the 5 steps that I follow when I am making a vlog. This is what you can follow to make your own vlog. I am happy to review one of those, not every one of those, one of your vlogs, and tell you what you can do better. And apart from that, I think we can talk about how YouTube functions, the thumbnails, the titles, what kind of YouTube SEO I use, how I upload them, what timings, do I even use timings? Tell me. If you want, we can talk about that as well, and I can make another video about just YouTube. How to analyze, yeah, that is like one good topic. How to use your analytics to your benefit, because that is something I have been leveraging on. So tell me if you want me to make a video about everything YouTube, and we'll talk about that next time. For now, I will say goodbye because my throat is hurting. I have been speaking non-stop from the last 30 minutes, and I will say bye-bye, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!